There is a moment many people experience, often quietly, when they realize that talent alone is no longer enough. They may be intelligent, they may have dreams, they may even know exactly where they want to go in life. And yet, day after day, they feel stuck. Not because the path is unclear, but because their mind refuses to stay where it needs to be. This is a story about that struggle, a story about focus, about discipline, and about how learning to control your mind can quietly change the direction of an entire life. In a modest town where mornings began with familiar sounds and evenings ended in calm routines, there lived a young man named Lucas. From a very early age, people noticed something special about him. Lucas was quick to understand things. He learned faster than most. He remembered lessons easily. Teachers often praised his intelligence, and neighbors spoke about his bright future with confidence. Lucas himself believed those words. He carried a clear dream in his heart. He wanted to become a doctor, not for fame, not for money, but because he believed helping others would give his life meaning. For a long time, everything seemed to be moving in the right direction, until it wasn't. Lucas had a problem no one else could see. His mind was never still. Whenever he sat down to study, his body stayed in place, but his thoughts wandered freely. One moment he was reading a textbook. The next, his hand reached for his phone without thinking. Sometimes it was a message, sometimes a video, sometimes just meaningless scrolling. He told himself the same comforting lie again and again. I still have time. I'll focus later. I work better under pressure. But later always arrived empty. Hours passed. Days slipped away. And without realizing it, Lucas was trading his future for momentary comfort. His parents noticed the change. They spoke gently at first. They reminded him how important focus was. They warned him that intelligence without effort often leads nowhere. His teachers said similar things, but Lucas smiled politely and brushed it off. Deep inside, he believed something dangerous. If I'm smart, he thought, things will work out eventually. Then came the scholarship exam. It was an opportunity Lucas had been quietly counting on, a chance that would bring him one step closer to medical school, a chance that would prove, once and for all, that his confidence was justified. When the results were announced, Lucas searched the list slowly. His name was not there. He checked again. Still nothing. His chest tightened. Around him, classmates celebrated. Some laughed, some cried with relief, others hugged their parents proudly. Many of them were students Lucas once believed he would easily surpass. That evening, Lucas returned home and sat alone in his room. The silence felt heavy. For the first time, he could no longer blame bad luck, or unfair questions, or lack of opportunity. He knew the truth. He had not failed because he was incapable. He had failed because he lacked discipline. In that quiet moment, something inside him shifted. He realized that talent is fragile when it is not protected by focus, that intelligence without control slowly becomes wasted potential. That night, Lucas made a decision. If his mind was the problem, then his mind would become his priority. The next day he began searching for guidance, not a tutor, not a subject expert, but someone who understood discipline. Eventually he found a man named Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris was not an academic teacher. He was a former athletics coach known throughout the school for one thing: mental toughness. Students often joked that even the most distracted minds became calmer after spending time with him. Lucas approached him one afternoon, unsure but hopeful. "Sir," Lucas said honestly, "I can't control my thoughts. When I try to study, my mind goes everywhere except where it should. I don't know how to fix it." Mr. Harris studied him quietly. Then he smiled. "Come with me," he said. They walked together to the school's old training field. Without explanation, Mr. Harris brought out a simple bow and arrow. He placed a small target in the distance. "Hit the center," he said calmly. Lucas took the bow. He aimed. He released. The arrow missed. Mr. Harris didn't react. "What were you thinking about?" he asked. Lucas hesitated. "Everything," he admitted. "The target, the wind, the people watching, the trees behind it." Mr. Harris nodded. "That's the problem," he said. "You're looking at everything except what matters." He picked up the bow and demonstrated. "When an athlete aims," he continued, "the world disappears. There is only the target. Nothing else exists." He turned back to Lucas. "Your mind works the same way. When you study, your target is your goal, but you keep inviting distractions into the room." Lucas listened carefully. "For the first time," he said quietly, "that makes sense." Mr. Harris nodded again. "Discipline," he said, "is not force. It is training." Then he shared 4 principles that would change Lucas's life. First, he said, learn to interrupt your thoughts. Every time your mind drifts, bring it back, gently but firmly. Second, create structure. A routine tells your brain when to work and when to rest. Third, remove temptation. Willpower is limited. Don't rely on it. Make distractions inaccessible. And fourth, he added, practice daily. Focus is a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. Lucas didn't argue. He didn't promise instant change. He simply started. That night, he created a simple schedule. Not ambitious, not perfect, just realistic. He placed his phone in another room while studying. He set specific times for rest. He stopped studying late into exhaustion and started studying with intention. At first it was painful. His mind rebelled. Minutes felt long. Silence felt uncomfortable. But he stayed. Every time his thoughts wandered, he brought them back. Slowly, something remarkable happened. Focus became easier. Hours passed without distraction. Lucas felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: control. Months later, another major exam arrived. This time, Lucas approached it differently. Calm, prepared, present. When the results came, his name stood at the top, but the victory felt different. It wasn't excitement. It was peace. Lucas understood something important. This success did not come from intelligence alone. It came from discipline. A year later, standing on stage to receive a scholarship, Lucas remembered Mr. Harris's words. "The mind is like a wild horse," he had said. "If you don't train it, it will drag you wherever it wants. But if you guide it, it will take you exactly where you need to go." From that day forward, Lucas lived by a simple principle. Train your mind first. The world will always offer distractions. Comfort will always be tempting. Shortcuts will always exist. But discipline quietly builds the life you say you want. If this story spoke to you, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who may need this reminder today. Don't forget to subscribe for more meaningful stories about focus, purpose, and inner strength. Thank you for listening. May you learn to guide your mind with patience, choose discipline over distraction, and move steadily toward the life you truly want.